This is why we can't have nice things. So, a few months ago, I made a short called I Have a Stalker, and it kind of blew up. Well, at least to me anyways. But the reason I made it was because I was afraid, because of the threats that were made towards me. And with that video, I felt that making a vague call out would help end the problem. And you know what? It kinda did. Until a few days ago, leading up to a strange man showing up to my work, staring at me for an extended period of time, and calling me Dusk Koala. I want you to listen to my story, and maybe it'll help others who are thinking about becoming content creators. How there are people out there who want to ruin everything. People who are complete strangers, and it's actually one of the scariest things about content creation I didn't think I would have to deal with, but I feel compelled to do this to relay one message: I'm not afraid of you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Welcome back, I'm Dusk, but you can call me Koala. So today I want to talk about something that just happened, something absolutely terrifying. As we grow up, we are warned about strangers lurking around the corner. It's a lesson that everyone has learned, and that's because it's true, even as an adult. They still exist. Now for the sake of anonymity, and to avoid any defamation, I won't use any actual names or any personal descriptions of these people. Also because I don't know them. Because I've had this looming over me, which has been hindering me from working on anything. But with that being said, let's begin the story. So it all started in my early college days. There was another student I met who was a little too much. They were nice and very extroverted. And I say this with the most sincerity, but possibly on the spectrum, but practically harmless. I didn't want to be mean, so I would stay polite in every interaction. Years later, on every social media platform, the ones where you can have a personal profile, they would manage to find me. Me being nice would be okay with it, but anytime an IRL friend would leave a comment, they would immediately harass them and say, hey, that's my best friend, in an act of jealousy and ownership when there was no relationship, and not even really a friendship. At the same time, this person would steal photos of other people and pretend to be them, usually of women with an emo or scene look, which led to those people reaching out and asking them not to use their photos and impersonate them. This was someone who I thought was harmless, but actually really scary. Years later, they found out where I was working and started visiting often, but it had been years, so I thought they were harmless. Again, this person does tend to overshare everything, so when they got engaged, I was happy for them, but they would overshare the fights they would have with this new fiancé, and the texts that I saw were worse than a Call of Duty lobby. I don't know what these fights were about, but it's none of my business. At the same time, they found my VTuber account, and would show off the video at full blast while I was at work, saying, hey look, I saw your video. At the same time, I didn't want anyone to know about the videos I was making, because they are cringe. I said ooh woo in one, not my proudest moment, but I told them not to dox me, bro. They didn't know what that was, so I had to explain it. Later I saw that their fiance's account started following me and commenting me on multiple videos, and they seemed to like my content. At the same time, I thought it was an old middle school friend, but then I found out it wasn't. Right after that, the friend kept calling me at 5 a.m. Yes, they had my number, which for the most part I would ignore because I had no interest in talking to them, or letting them get close to me, as I am terrified of people. For obvious reasons now, as you can see. Again, me being nice, that was a mistake on my part. After the call stopped, I got a text saying for me not to call or text them ever again, which was great. I was like, thank God it's over. I also got a text from their phone making threats not to talk to them. I'm assuming they were from the fiancé. They had matched with the threats shown earlier when they had been fighting. So I blocked the number, and blocked their 2 accounts from my videos. Freaked out, I was thinking it was over, so I made the short, which we're gonna watch right now. The stalker IRL, who said they were my best friend. They're not, and for those of you who think it'd be fun, it's not. They harassed actual friends online, stole people's photos and pretended to be them, showed up at my work, and sent the most insane text messages from multiple numbers. Luckily, I think it's finally over, because they have a fiancé that made them block me on everything, and I finally had the courage to do the same. Because I knew the ex-friend would see it, and I was hoping I could finally say how I really felt. And that was the end of it. Just kidding. They kept showing up to where I work. And they didn't talk to me, but they did talk to all my coworkers about the video. When I didn't even mention their name to begin with, they just assumed it was about them because of the behavior stated. And remember, they like to overshare. And maybe it was wrong for me to make it, but it's part of my life and it's what's going on with me, and I was scared. That was months ago. Skip to a few days ago, a strange man walks in. whose behavior I would describe as Randall from Monsters Inc. That's not nice, but I know. But how would you react if a strange dude just walked up to you at work and started staring? We asked if we could help him. He said no. He then said I sound like that dust koala from YouTube. During the same day, their fiance had made a new account with their photo and was looking at my profile. And I do have a screenshot of this. I have a mega small anime channel. Somehow this man knew who I was. I wonder how. And from the account that followed me months ago, I knew who he was. He was in his work shirt acting like a creep. And I knew where he worked because their fiance, again, overshares everything and bragged about where they worked. My coworker told him they were making me uncomfortable and he still wouldn't leave. We told him we could give no personal information about employees as he would have to speak to a manager. He said something about if I did nothing wrong. I don't remember the rest of what he said because of how terrifying it all was. I remember telling him, look dude, I don't know you. As he was leaving, I was shaking. And my gut instinct told me to take a photo or video of this guy as proof of him being there because I felt like he would be back to harass me. And I knew he was waiting for a reason to complain, when in reality he had no business being there in the first place. So he goes to complain to a manager, wanting to make a complaint on me for making him uncomfortable because I took a photo of him, which I actually took a video, and I wish I could show everyone watching because you can see just how terrifying this person was being. I didn't know if he was going to attack me, spit on me, or do something violent. He already found out where I worked and previously been there to stalk me, as a few months ago he approached another male coworker and he thought that was me. When the managers wanted to get his information and make a complaint, he hid his name on his shirt and wouldn't give it to them. That part I did hear secondhand. I got pulled aside and explained everything, the history of the first stalker. Luckily I have full support. And I debated on making another short about it, but I think I need to do this now. I need to tell this individual stalker that I don't want anything to do with them. I need to tell this individual stalker that I don't want anything to do with you. I want nothing to do with your fiance. I don't talk to your fiance at all. I hope you both are happy together, but I will not have you stalk me. I will not have you contact me, and I will not have you try to use my creative passion against me. I am not afraid of you, and you, as a grown man, should be absolutely ashamed of yourself for stalking another person instead of putting your focus on your relationship with your fiance. Leave me alone. You are not welcomed on my channel, and you are not welcome in our community. This is over. Thank you all for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. The goal is to work from home so I won't have to deal with people like this. Please support your friends who may be going through a similar situation. Help them be strong. Thank you. God damn. I needed to get that out so bad. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, I'm done for today. New video next week. Okay, bye.